Matt Porter, that is hilarious. Hey, what's up, everybody? Oh my goodness. How are we all doing? I wish I wish I could like hear all of you talking. I wish this was like a Zoom chat and not just live talk or a live chat here, you know. It'd be so much cooler if I could actually hear your voices. Um that way I don't feel like I'm just talking into the YouTube void, you know. But it's good to see everybody here. 25 in the chat right now as we're getting started. Sorry that I'm late. Yeah, I saw someone say that in the chat, and I will catch up with the chat here in just a second. But I saw something about Matt Porter saying, "Oh, let me find it here. Let me find it." And my wife says 2 minutes isn't a long time. Sure feels like it. That's hilarious. All right. Well, good evening to all of you. It is Thursday night. This week has been sort of a whirlwind for me, so I didn't even realize I was going live until about 2 hours ago, and I realized I needed to make this thumbnail. So it's just been a crazy week, and I'm excited to be hanging out with all of you. Try to wrap up by maybe like 9:15 tonight, and that's funny. I'm trying to wrap up by maybe like 9:15. I got to get some sleep because I've got a long couple of days here this weekend with a really big show coming up that I've been preparing for. Um, Please give me a God. You guys are killing me in the chat. Jesus Christ. Please give me a thumbs up. Let me know that the volume and everything is okay. If I need to turn up, I can definitely do that. So please let me know. Let me check out the live chat here. Hey, for those of you, maybe a lot of you were there, but last Friday I was hanging out with Matt Porter and Trev Wilson over on the ADHD Whiskey channel. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was just such a good time. It was so hilarious. It was fun to break some balls, but me and Trev giving each other crap. It was just a really great time. So Matt, I think you're in the house right now. Thank you so much, man, for having me on. That was just a blast. I really, really appreciate it. Tom Lynch is here. What's up? Good to see you, Tom. And hey, I will email you back, or maybe I'm waiting on you to confirm. I can't remember about Saturday, the possibility of Saturday meeting up for a drink and sample exchange. So just let me know. But I'm excited about that. I will be coming fresh off of performance number 1 of the weekend there. Cheech, what's up, man? Cheers to you. Good to see you. JG in the house. Roy R does good things. Roy's in the house. Jeff Perkins says happy Thursday. Cheers to you. ADHD sitting here so patiently. Yeah, I'm a little late. Sorry. Sorry. Tim, good to see you. Keith, what's up, Keith? Hey, so for all of you in here right now, let me take Keith's comment down here in just a second. But what's up, Keith? Yes, please smash that like button. 21 likes and 30 viewers, so we got a couple more to go. Please hit that like button. Keith is a freaking badass. All right, so Keith, your package is on the way right now, and it should be arriving tomorrow. I'm sorry I haven't sent you tracking for it. Again, I haven't answered an email or a YouTube comment in a couple of days here. But all of these samples that you guys see on the drum, every last one of these came from Keith. So Keith, thank you so much for sending all these samples. I'm gonna probably taste a couple of them tonight and just see what's going on here. But all of the cask strength finished Hill Rock Rise that you sent me, I'm going to do a separate stream or video for all of those because I want to be able to do them all at the same time, side by side. And so maybe I'll hit you up about that and ask you a couple of questions. But you sent me some incredible samples here, so I really, really appreciate it. That is amazing. I think it's 18 samples. So thank you. Yeah, I kicked the fancy music in there a little bit late. Sorry about that. Yeah, Tom, that's hilarious. I agree with you. Yeah, please sub to the channel if you haven't already. That would be amazing. Let's see. Adriana says, I heard you guys whining. Yes, I was late. Fire me. I'm so sorry. 21090 Brewing says, cheers, everyone. I saw your comment today about the Larceny Barrel Proof. Again, sorry I haven't replied yet, but yeah, I'd be curious to know what you think of that A121. What is everybody sipping? Yeah, that's a great question. Let me know what you guys are sipping on right now. I have a little Bullet Blender Select in here, which I think is going to be my springtime sipper. This thing continues to get sweeter and better. I'm really, really digging the Blender Select, so I can't wait to see if there's going to be a batch 2 of that coming out. Let's keep going here. Nick is drinking some Bushmills. Yeah, Irish for the week. That makes sense. Bev Porter, awesome. That's great to see you. Let's see, Ken, Smoke Wagon. I had a little single or small batch earlier. Jordan, oh gosh, I skipped down in the chat. Jeez, what's going on down here? Oh, okay, this is from earlier. Sorry, I'm so behind in the chat. The clinic, I think you're talking about the tasting last Friday. That was just a fun time. That was a fun time. Cheers to all of you. Sorry, I'm going to skip down here. I see Clifton's in the house. I just want to go ahead and get to it, guys. So beautiful. Clifton, what's up? All right. I got to get a sip here. I don't know how some of the bigger channels do it when they have like 300 people in chat. Oh my gosh, that would be crazy. All right. So kind of what the plan is for tonight. I've got a couple things I know I'm going to do and then a couple of options. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do here, I got just a couple blind samples. I think, I like to do that on every stream. Continue to train my palate. I think it's kind of fun, but I'm not going to do 4 or 5 blind tonight. I've just got 2 blind pours. So we're going to kick off with a couple of blind pours. And then I have sort of a continuation of last week. I have 4 Russell's picks here. And I don't know that I'm going to get through all 4 of them. I can't get too slammered tonight. I got to be careful because I have this big show this weekend. So maybe I'll drink like 2 Russell's pours or maybe just teeny tiny sips of all 4 of them. And then we might get into some of the new bottles that I've got this week, which we'll talk about. These 3 are the new acquisitions. And yeah, I do want to try some of what Keith sent along in these samples. I've got a Redwood Empire Haystack Needle, the cab finish, so I'd love to give that a go. And then he sent me a Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend batch 27 sample, and I've got batch 24, so I might do that side by side. I've got a lot of maybes and what ifs on the stream because I would just do it all, but I gotta stay frosty tonight, I gotta wake up in the morning and load gear for like 8 hours, so that's gonna suck. Okay. Let's check out the chat before we get into it. Keith says, you'll learn 300 people in the chat before the end of the year. Maybe, Keith. Yeah, the channel's growing really quickly right now. I think like I started this live with 835 subs. I just dropped a new video, and we'll talk about that video in just a little bit here in the stream because I've got that bourbon up here on the drum. So I want to talk about this bourbon a bit on the stream. But yeah, brand new video is out and just growing like crazy. I mean, I'm just really, really grateful about the way it's going. Oh, you want me to bust out the Bowron? Yeah, I don't have one of those, unfortunately. All right. Oh, Jay is going dry. Yeah, I feel it though. I take a couple of dry days here and there. Okay, let's do a couple of blind samples here, or blind pours rather, from Sarah, my fiance. I tried to get her to come on, but she's chilling in the living room watching some Netflix. She's Netflix and chilling, not with me though. All right, so let's do blind pour number 1 of 2. Got a couple things I want to talk about, but we'll get into this first. This is what's in glass number 1. Feeling pretty good about the old tastings after last Friday. I don't know if Matt is still in here or not, but that was so fun, and doing it under the gun, nosing only, then tasting only. That was sort of a crazy layout to try to make all that happen. Lots of pressure, but it ended up just being really, really fun. So I hope we can start doing more stuff like that on some of these Whiskey Tube live streams. I know that starting in April, I'm going to start having guests on very frequently with my live stream, so I'm really excited about that. I just want to get to the end of the month, basically, right now, because things are, again, pretty crazy. Oh, this is a really nice, sweet nose. James says, just came from Aqua Vitae, so I'm on Irish, 8-year from Bushmills, but non-chill filtered and 49%. Nice, nice. Yeah, this is a really, really interesting nose here. Getting a little bit of honey sweetness. But it seems like it's got a nice bit of oak on it, a decent age, but some honey sweetness, some lighter kind of candy characteristics here. Yeah, proof is not super high on this one. I don't think. Seems like it could be around like 95 proof or something like that. Almost got a little Buffalo Tracy thing going on in there, but not all the way. Like I don't necessarily think it's from Buffalo Trace, but it's got a little something like that going on in here. Just a reminder for everybody what this is in glass number 1. Yeah, interesting. David says, we're talking about the old elk stuff. I never got my hands on any of those when they dropped. But there are still a few on the shelf here in Ohio. I saw some today, and I'm considering snagging some of that old elk stuff. Curious about it. I think the wheated, the wheat whiskey maybe is the one that you're talking about. I think is the one that everybody really, really likes and says is pretty fruity. So I'd love to try that. Brian Bale says, sorry, I'm kind of scrolling up in the chat. The new FAE01. I'm not a big makers person. I'm going to pass up on that one, but I'd love to know what that's like. And I'd love to try a sample of it, I guess, at the very least. Yeah, Clifton. Yeah, this black card kind of format is pretty cool. It was a suggestion from Aiden Craig, who is usually in the chat sometimes, to use black cards and gold Sharpie. It works a lot better than white note cards. Yeah, so I mean, this one, like some solid vanilla notes, a little bit of that honey sweetness, a little bit of that candiness with the vanilla, cherry, good amount of oak in here. It seems like it's a decent age. Veering towards Buffalo Trace, but not entirely sure. So I'm going to let that go for now. I'm going to say proof. I'm sitting around 95 proof to 100 proof in my head with that first pour. But I might be crazy. I don't know. This is what's in glass number 2. All right. Oh, this one's much different. Oh, yeah. Definitely higher proof here. A little bit more barrel char in this one and like some darker notes. Higher proof, barrel char, darker cherry notes, something like that. Just about spilled my glass down there. That would have been very bad. All over my laptop. Let's try this one. Whoa. Whoa, that is high proof. Holy crap. Wow, that's really good. Whatever this is, that is some good stuff. Goodness. Holy crap. It's almost got like a Bardstown Discovery vibe to it, you know? Yeah, I think it's... I'm leaning towards Bardstown Discovery. It could be this new Augusta, which we will talk about in just a second. But glass number 2 is just humongous. Like humongous flavors. Really dark and rich. Nice and funky. Rich cherry notes. Baked apple notes. That's great. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else. I don't think it would be a Luxro 12. It's not quite spicy enough to be the Luxro 12. That's got that MGP kind of vibe to it. A knob store pick, proof-wise, could be correct, but this doesn't really have that profile. Just kind of looking around the room. I would have to say, in my head right now, this is a Bardstown Discovery, and I don't know if I could call the batch of this. It's definitely not 3 because this doesn't have that MGP thing. I'd say this is one of the first 2 Bardstown Discovery releases. One or 2. That's going to be my guess. This one just has a pretty clear profile for me. And I've been drinking a lot of Bardstown Discovery recently, and that's kind of got that vibe. But number 1, yeah, come back to number 1. It's definitely got that Buffalo Trace thing. Heck, I could see this being... I could see it being like an Elmer T. Lee, maybe? I'm trying to figure out. I'm thinking this probably is Buffalo Trace. Whether it's Mash Bill 1 or 2. Could be an Eagle Rare, actually. I think it is an Eagle Rare. That's going to be my guess. I said 95 proof earlier. It's a lower proof. It does have some cherry notes in there though, more than like the grapey thing I get on some of the mash bill 1 stuff like EH single barrel or like Elmer T. This doesn't have the grape necessarily. So I'm going to say this is Eagle Rare and a Bardstown Discovery 1 or 2. So let's just go ahead and wrap this blind flight up real quick. It's not even a flight, it's just 2 pours. Let's check out number 1, Eagle Rare. Oh crap, I got it. Nice. All right. Sweet. Honestly, I was going to go Elmer T. Like until the very end there. Something about that cherry note, that flat cherry cola at the very end got me. Awesome. Sweet. Okay, well. Now, second one. Pretty confident this is a Bardstown Discovery. I was trying to think of some other sourced NDP, like higher aged bottlings that I have that this could be. It's got sort of that Barton feel to it. I'm going to say Bardstown Discovery 1 or 2. Oh, crap. It's Bardstown 1. Damn. Basically 2 for 2. Okay, I will take that. I will freaking take that. Keith, I swear to God that was not rigged, man. I have Sarah come in here. I leave the room and turn music on in my headphones. She pours. I come back in and I do the live. I absolutely promise you. That is hilarious. But also, like, those are some bottles that I drink a lot. And it seems like sometimes Sarah will either go for the things she knows I drink a lot of, or she will just try to totally screw me over and pick, like, Bakers, you know, and I don't ever drink Bakers. Yeah, I feel like she went a little easy on me tonight. So that, you know, for what it's worth, Eagle Rare and Bardstown Discovery 1. That's awesome. That is awesome. So, Cliff says, Clifton, sorry. I don't know why I said Cliff. Jesus, I'm so sorry. Hey, Ed and I are doing a blind on my channel after a stream tonight. I have the answers written in a notebook, so I'll try to show them as we go. Nice. Yeah, I'm telling you, the black note cards, I just looked that up on Amazon, I think. Yeah, it is tough when you have a guest. Dark Glencairns to do true blinds, the gold. Yeah, the gold, I have a gold back there. Oh, and you're talking to Clifton about this, but yeah, you guys should all check out these black Glencairns. They're awesome. I hand wash these just to be safe. I heard you're not supposed to put these in the dishwasher. I haven't tried it yet, so I hand wash all of them, but yeah. Let's see. Oh, Matt says put the medals back on. That's hilarious. Adriana says that was crazy impressive. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like I just kind of got lucky on that one, though. Though I've been drinking a lot of Eagle Rare recently for whatever reason. And Bardstown Discovery 1 was on my video I put out earlier, and I don't know if Sarah saw that or if this is just a coincidence that she poured that for me. But I did use that in my video as a comparison against this bottle that I'm about to talk about now. What's up, Amy? Good to see you. Cheers. With a little Bardstown. That Bardstown 1 is so good. Discovery 1 is amazing. And it is 75% Barton juice, 11 year, 7 month. So most of what you're getting there is just Old Barton. And I tend to like Old Barton quite a bit, which is a great segue. So let's chat about this. How many of you in the live chat have seen this bottle popping up recently? Whether it's at like your local stores in your state or on the Bourbon Junkies Facebook group. Like, how many of you have seen this bottle popping up? It's the Augusta Distillery. Let me see if I can get this camera to focus. It's a little dark. I apologize. It's the Augusta Distillery Buckner's 13-year-old single barrel. And it's actually in the exact same bottle that Stag Jr. uses. If you put them side by side, it's the exact same bottle. This is basically 13-year-old Barton juice that Augusta Distillery, which is a brand new distillery out of Kentucky, is sourcing as they are finishing the construction of their own distillery. So I'm assuming they're going to be doing, you know, all sourced stuff for the next, who knows, 4 years probably before they can release a product. The very first bottle that they came out with is this one here, and it is a $200 bottle MSRP, which is kind of why that this has gotten so much buzz online. It's like, holy shit, this is really expensive. Uh, Matt, that's funny. It's like, holy shit, this is so expensive? Is it worth $200? And this is the video that I released right before this live stream tonight. So you can check that out for the full review and everything. But I just wanted to kind of put this in everybody's head to look out for it. It's a great segue because I just drank Bardstown Discovery 1, which has a ton of 11.5-year Barton in it. This is 13-year-old Barton. The mash bill is 74.18.8, so it's got to be that Barton juice. These are all single barrels, though, so we're not dealing with like a Sam Houston situation where we're blending 2 or 3 barrels into these different batches. What you see is what you get with these barrels. It's cask strength and unfiltered, and I think as far as NDP Barton stuff goes, I can't think of another one off the top of my head. I'm sure it exists, but I can't think of one that is cask strength. All the Cream of Kentucky stuff, I think, is diluted down to 104 proof or something like that. And a lot of the other stuff is somewhere between like 105 and 115, but it doesn't seem like a lot of it's cask strength. All of these they're non-chill filtered, and they range between 115 and 130 proof. So I have a 121.9, and I wanted to hate this. Like I thought this stuff was going to totally not be worth the $200 price point. And to be frank, like I probably wouldn't pay $200 for another one, but it is some damn good stuff. It is really, really good. Lito, what's up? Yeah, and we're kind of talking about that right now too. This new bottle, shockingly good. It's like the best Barton bourbon and Dr. Pepper had a baby. That's kind of what this tastes like. Very spicy, very in your face and intense. Nothing light and refreshing about it. It's all just really dense flavors. But I think it's a really incredible bourbon. If it was $130, $140, I would have bought 2 of them, or I would go back and buy another one. But at $200, I just can't see myself snagging another one. It's just too freaking expensive. But I am going to contact the distillery and see if I can get them on a live stream in early April. I would love to talk to them and kind of talk about the thought behind this bottle and their distillery as they're building it right now. So yeah. Tim says he hasn't seen it. Cheech says, haven't seen it, but when I do, yeah, Ben. Yeah, I don't know where the distribution of this bottle is yet. Yeah, a lot of people haven't seen it yet. It just hit Ohio about a week ago. So took one for the team and shelled out $200. But I just wanted to throw this out at all of you that if you do see it and you are looking for an expensive bourbon, looking to spend some money on something that's different, higher proof, it's an option. I can't say that you should buy it, but I would say don't think too much about it if you're willing to spend $200 that day, So, yes, please hit the like button. That would be amazing. 38 likes, 45 in the house. It's a decent ratio. That's all right. What else? So, I don't know if Daniel is in here right now. Pesky, what is it? Pesky 7116. I think that's his name or his YouTube username. He sent me a bottle of this Doc Swenson's Alter Ego, which I just recorded a review of. I'm going to be posting that probably Saturday or Sunday. Has anybody tried this stuff? I'd be very curious to know. It's finished in sherry and cognac casks, and it's pretty darn fruity and pretty darn sweet. But it's my first introduction to Doc Swenson's, and I really dig it. So I'm a finished whiskey fiend, usually. Like some of the sherried stuff, I'm not a huge fan of. But if it's triple finished or some sort of blend, like the Joseph Magnus stuff, I tend to really like that. So, oh, Clifton's got it. Yeah, it's a really good one. I would love to know what you think. I get like some raspberry cheesecake covered in almonds. That's kind of the vibe I get from that one. Adriana accidentally disliked. That's okay. Yeah, $200 is tough for any bourbon. But I think shoot, it's sitting on the shelf here in Ohio because the MSRP is so high. And, higher MSRPs can definitely deter secondary flipping to some degree. So who knows? Man, the Dan says, when are you going to release a review mid-tenor drum solo? I don't know, man. I don't know when I'm going to do that. I'm glad to know it's good, though, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a great dessert whiskey, that Doc Swenson's, the Alter Ego. Lito says, I know you're not into peated scotch much, but got lucky and found the last bottle of Ardbeg the other day. Uh, I like peated scotch, actually. The Octomore sent me for sent me for a loop there, but I really enjoy peated scotch. I just have to be in the mood for it. I have the Ardbeg black with the 3 A's. I got a sample of that, and it's delicious. So I'd love to try that one as well. Okay, Casey Jones says grabbed a bottle of the Alter Ego. I liked it. Yeah, it's good. Awesome. So let's move on now. What I want to do is just taste a couple of Russell's picks. I have a couple more. Like I had 8 picks last week. I did 4 of them, and I've got 4 left. Let me just pour a couple of these. I've already had some Warehouse A last week. I haven't had any Warehouse B, so I'm going to pour this one. And I haven't had any Warehouse S or G yet. So we'll probably try to do 3 of these. So let's have a little Warehouse B, 4th floor. Warehouse B, 4th floor. And then what do we got? Warehouse G, 4th floor. And this is from Astor Wine and Spirits in New York. I like to order from them quite a bit. And Warehouse S, 5th floor. And this is a Rarebird 101 pick with Justin's House of Bourbon. So high hopes for this one, this Warehouse S, 5th floor pick. All right. Oh, Lito says, then I got you, brother. Oh. Yeah, let me know about that. That would be awesome. I can pay for the shipping label or whatever you need. That would be awesome. Keith says, I'd rather buy 3 or 4 Russell's picks than a 200 bottle of a new source distillery. I tend to agree with that generally, but the fact that now I have so many bottles, it's like I have enough whiskey to go around. So at this point, like I'm more willing to buy the premium products instead of a bunch of different $50 bottles. It kind of just depends on the day or the week, though, to be honest with you. Yeah, but I definitely see where you're coming from, man. That makes a lot of sense. All right, so let's start with Warehouse B. Then we'll go on to G, and then we'll go on to S. So this is a Warehouse B Russell's pick. Last week, if I remember correctly, Warehouse D was the crazy good one. The Camp Nelson F was pretty good, pretty funky. And then there was an A pick that was okay. That's kind of what I remember from last week. So let's try this Warehouse B pick. Yeah. After drinking that Bardstown, this just doesn't smell that great, which stinks. I'm going to have to take a sip first to get my palate into this. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Little peanut butter, little cherry cinnamon action going on there. Oh, yeah, then you go back to the nose. This one's got a nice bit of ethanol on it, actually. More than I remember the Russell's picks from last week having. A little bit alcohol forward here. A lot of good sweet flavors here. A lot of syrupy type notes going on. Lito says, I see a Glen Grant on the drum. Have you had the 15 batch strength? Yes, I do have the 15 batch strength. That's one of my favorite, what should I say? Like, it's one of the clean scotches. If you think about like clean flavor profiles, it's a very clean scotch. And of that kind of variety, it's my absolute favorite, the 15 year. It does what Glenmorangie wants to do. I think they're pretty closely related in a lot of ways in terms of their flavors. That Glen Grant 15 has enough kick with the 50% ABV and that really crisp green apple and those vanilla notes. Absolutely incredible. And this Glen Grant 18, I had one sip last night. I did just pick this up this week. This is basically just like the 15, a little bit more complexity, a little bit sweeter, a little bit fruitier, but not as alcohol forward, which is good and bad. But I'm really happy that I got this. It's a great scotch. Yeah, coming back to this Warehouse B pick, very peanut butter heavy. It's solid, very solid. And I'll be able to kind of know more about it and compare it better once I try these other ones. By and large, pretty good. I still got to say that Warehouse D is my favorite right now for the Russell's picks. Okay, let's move on now to Warehouse G, 4th floor. Ooh, that one's nice. Oh yeah, Warehouse G has got a little bit of a richer thing going on. Darker flavors here. Keith says, I find off-profile store picks so interesting. The normal release bourbons starting to bore me, and everyone's starting to copy each other. Yeah, I'm when I drink a lot of bourbon in like a couple week period or something, which is most couple week periods at this point. Sometimes I just get so fatigued by it, and everything starts to taste and smell the same. Um, I don't know if I'm just being negative about it or not, but I get so fatigued by it, and it's like I just got to have something new. And then I'll go back to Scotch, or I'll go over to an Armagnac now and try some other things because I think you're right. Like you can really get tired of some of that stuff. I've seen Warehouse E, haven't picked it up yet. Interesting. Yeah, I did perk up on the Warehouse G nose. Let me get back to it. All right, let's try it. Ooh, this one has a humongous, like, you know, when it blooms or like blossoms, the flavor, it kind of comes in waves as it develops in your palate. This one's got a lot of that where it just kind of continues blossoming into the finish. That's great. All right, let's compare these on the nose. Yeah, this Warehouse G is really chocolate peanut butter, kind of candy. And when you go back to the Warehouse B now, it's actually got a little bit more cherry going on in there than the Warehouse G for what it's worth. I don't know which one's better necessarily. The Warehouse G definitely has a better mouth feel, and the finish right now is lasting forever. So that's really, really great. All right, and the last one, let's check out Warehouse S, fifth floor, Rare Bird 101 pick. Let's try this one out. Huh. I'm not getting as much nuttiness on this one. Yeah. Let's try it on the palate. Oh, wow. Oh, that's a great one. Oh, that's definitely the best one of this bunch. Wow. That is incredible. It's a fruit bomb. This Warehouse S pick is really great. And of course, Rarebird 101, he knows what he's doing, right? Holy crap. Oh, oh my God, that's a great pick. Easily the best. I don't know, is Warehouse S, is that like a hard to come by warehouse? I know Warehouse D is like that never comes to Ohio. We never get any of those picks from the local agencies. But what about Warehouse S? Do you guys see those a lot? I'm not even sure how all of this, how this shakes out, what the common ones are. Yeah, they did get better each time. Absolutely. I think that's a pretty safe assumption that G had a little bit more going on than B in terms of mouthfeel and presence, but S totally blew it out of the water. Yeah. I think that like they do all these Russell's picks do vary some amount, but it seems to me like unless you have a top 10% type pick, that they're all just good. They're all really good, but those top 10% is like exceptionally amazing picks. But the variance between that lower 80 to 90%, it doesn't seem like they vary that much, which is great. I mean, it's consistent, but I think finding a really great Russell's pick, it's probably pretty challenging, I would imagine, because the other ones just seem so similar. Um, but again, I'm not a big Russell's guy. I'm not an expert on the wild turkey stuff, so I don't really know how that goes. But I'm finding myself liking it more and more now, so this is great. Cheech says Warehouse S is producing real winners. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, yeah. That Warehouse S pick is killer. So so good. Tom says, I got the oh, the Ohio pick was from S. I didn't know we had an S pick. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get out and about to try to grab those. What do you think about the Kentucky Spirit though? I mean, for those of you in the chat also, I'd be curious. I have one Kentucky Spirit. It's not a store pick, and it's just okay. For 50 or 60 bucks, whatever I paid for it, it's not a bottle that I go to that much. I thought it was going to be like a Blanton's alternative when I bought it, whenever that was, last year sometime, and it's just not that great. I don't know. Yeah, that's a little pricey, but I think everything's moving up now. I mean, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof just increased in price in Ohio, and it kind of sucks. Haven't cracked either yet. Okay. Yeah, the Kentucky Spirit stuff is just okay for me. I'd rather just drink 101, honestly. Malcolm, yeah, I think it does. I think there are picks of Kentucky Spirit from what I understand. All right, let me get situated here. Move a couple of things around. I think what I want to try next, I love Redwood Empire. I love Lost Monarch. It's a super good sipper, and I have an American whiskey batch too, which is freaking awesome. I'm going to try, Keith, your sample of the Haystack Needle, the 12-year, 110 proof Cabernet finish. I've been really curious about this. I've wanted a Haystack Needle for a long time, but I just wasn't willing to pay secondary for it. I'm going to try this. Let's see. All right. Got to leave a little bit for a rainy day because I'm sure this is going to be amazing. Have you guys tried any of these Haystack Needles? I think they come in a port finish too, if I'm not mistaken. And I think this year they released is this a 12-year? Yeah, this is a 12. I think they've released 14-year this year, and they had an unfinished version, if I remember correctly. Oh my goodness. All right, well, hey, I want to show you guys something real quick. Let me throw this in here. So I've been, if you've been on the channel before and you've been checking out some of the live streams, you'll know that I've been kind of talking about, work has been coming back, and I do percussion stuff. I'm a soloist, and I've got a big gig this weekend doing this world premiere of this percussion concerto, and it's basically like a concerto means that you're sort of playing a solo, and you're playing a solo in front of an orchestra, and the orchestra is playing like accompaniment parts. So that's what I've been working on. I've been in and out of rehearsals. I've been loading, tons of gear in and out of the hall, back into my basement a couple times a week. And the gig is this weekend. So I have a couple of clips. I'm only going to play you one really, really short clip, but you can just kind of see what it is I've been working on and kind of some of the instruments that I play. It's like a 15-second clip, so it's not going to be that long, but I figured I would share it with all of you. It's from a rehearsal the other night. Tomorrow I load back into the hall tomorrow night, and then we go from there, and we have a run of shows this weekend. But it's really exciting. It's been a lot of fun. So I'll show you this real quick. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if you guys could see that or hear that. I can't hear it because I don't have headphones on, but you can basically kind of see that I've got an entire stage full of instruments, right? And in that clip, I was playing like marimba and xylophone with the orchestra. But yeah, it's like 40 feet of percussion instruments on stage, which is really, really exciting. But it's my entire basement. I've got a giant van that they've rented me out in my driveway right now that I have to load in and out of every day. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on. And I'm going to share some more performance clips with you guys in next week's live stream. After the show, I'll have some more clips of everything. So I'm excited for that. And, you can actually catch the show. I'm not going to try to, I don't want to seem like this is a plug, because it's not a plug for me. I'm not going to see any of this money. But you can actually find tickets for that as a live stream. I don't know how much they are. It could be 10 or 20 bucks to stream it. But this is the orchestra's name. I'll type it into the chat right now in case you're interested and you want to check it out. You can just look them up. The New Albany Symphony Orchestra. And if you want to check it out over the live stream, it's this Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So it's an early show on Sunday, but for what it's worth. Maybe someone in the chat can find the link and post it down there. That would be awesome. But that is the name of the orchestra that I just put in the chat. Yeah, great. So that's been it's been a lot of fun. Forgot to put this on the screen. This banner. The old send me a tip banner. Forgot to throw that up there, but all right. Haystack Needle, 12-year Cabernet finish. Adriana, that's true. It that clip was not a great representation, right? But there's a bunch of explosive stuff that goes on in the piece on the drums and everything else. And again, I'll show you guys some more clips at a later date. I just put that one in here at the last minute before the stream started. So it smells delicious. It's got a nice little alcohol punch on the front. A lot of those heavy wine notes. I don't know how long the finishing period is on this. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but it smells great. Really, really fruity. Let's try it. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Damn. That's killer. Really, really, like, intense on the front end. It definitely drinks over 110 proof, that's for sure. But then it does mellow out in the mid palate, and all of those sweet flavors rush in. It's pretty drying. Oh, wow, that's really, really good. Holy crap. Oh, you guys are awesome. You found that link quick. Wow, you guys are awesome. Tom says, got to drop out for now. Get with you tomorrow over email. Sounds good, Tom. Yeah, I know the podcast is doing something tonight, and Ed's doing something in Clifton, so it's a busy night on YouTube, but thank you guys for hanging out. And Tom, yeah, we'll connect. That'll be great. Wow, Keith, I don't know if you're still here. Let me check it out. No, yeah, Keith is still in the house. Man, this is great. What do you think about this, Keith? Are you a fan? I've got to get one of these things. Holy cow. You guys are friggin' awesome at this. You found that link so fast. Oh, Wags, I see Stanley's in the house. Tonight's my IG Live night. I will catch the replay, by the way. I am more a fan of the old Albany Harmony Quartet. You're ridiculous, man. Keith says, I agree with your notes. Yeah, I'm not being very specific, but it's interesting. I mean, I don't know if this is the 21 or the 36% MGP or even a blend as the base bourbon, but it's kind of interesting how much that wine finish can actually cover up a lot of the MGP spice. The spice peeks through, but it's not as green and like in your face as you would expect an MGP product to be. The wine really takes over, but I don't mind it at all. Amy, yeah, you're so right about this. I tell you what, I think it was March 12th last year in 2020. I was in my basement, like, I go out on tour, I play these solo shows and all this kind of stuff. And when I'm in town, I play anything I can. I'll play high school musicals, I'll play symphony shows, whatever, as a substitute. I was actually gearing up on like March 12th last year to play High School Musical with a high school. I haven't played a musical with a high school since I was in high school. And I took this gig because it was a buddy of mine that I went to college with, and he needed a drummer for his pit. And I was like, I waited till the last minute to learn the drum book. I gave myself 2 hours the day of the first rehearsal. I woke up in the morning. I got through it. I learned the drum book, shut it, pulled my phone up, and checked my email. And I had lost every gig for the next 18 months from COVID. It was far and away the scariest shit of my entire life. You see your entire livelihood dissolve. And the last thing I did musically before it happened was learn High School Musical on drum set. It was like the worst freaking thing that could have ever happened. So anyways, yeah, we were definitely hit hard this last year, but to be back on stage now feels really damn good. So I've got to say. No, I'm not in New Albany. I am basically in German Village here, just south of downtown Columbus. So Keith says, I don't like the higher proof tasting bottles. I found it to be hot, drying, and sweet. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting from it. But it's hot, but not necessarily MGP spicy. That's what's kind of interesting for me. It's almost you would almost expect them to play hand in hand, and the wine just tames down all of the spice but leaves the alcohol. So that's kind of interesting. Tim said that's a sweet promo pick for your concert. That'll sell. Yeah, you got to do the whole headshot thing, man. You know, it's funny because like the classical music world is so, snooty and serious and all that, and then it's like doing the whiskey thing is so much more relaxed and chill. That's why I love it so much, because it's almost like two sides of a coin for me. Because when you get on stage, you have to be all formal and everything. So, Nick, what's up? Cheers. Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Keith says no info on how long that finish is. Okay. Hendo in the house. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. All right, last sip of this haystack needle here. But the fruity notes on here, Keith, are really, really good. Oh, yeah. There's a humongous explosion of cherry and raspberry in the mid palate. It's almost like you're drinking juice in the mid palate. I'd love to try the port version of this. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The Hendo. Hendo in the house. Nice. Sweet. I tell you what, Keith, you really outdid yourself. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get through all these samples this year. This is crazy. Let me see. Let me do a couple more pours, and then I'm going to call it a night here. Feeling pretty good, though. I've done really small sips. Feel like I'm going to be in really good shape in the morning, so that's awesome. Let me have a sip of water here. Oh, Hendo says that he had the port version, and it's epic. Do you still have any left, man? Do a little sample swap. Jay says I'm up to 838 subs. That's awesome. So 3 more during the live stream. You don't really get subs during a live stream, honestly. This is just hangout time. But yeah, it's been crazy the way everything's been growing. I tell you what, the E.H. Taylor video I put out, it was silly how it only has maybe 1,300 views or something like that. But it was silly how many subscribers it got, because I've got to imagine it was that goofy thumbnail when I'm holding the 2 bottles. I've been trying a couple new things like that. It's kind of amazing how that works. I see why people do it now, Keith said they had a Pinot version this year as well. That's interesting. I feel like Pinot might be a little more balanced than the Cab. Maybe a little bit less overwhelmed by the wine notes. I wonder about the port, though. Will says it was a sample. Nick says, you have me debating the Augusta. They had about 20 bottles. Yeah. I mean, in Ohio, Nick, I don't know if you're where you're located, but around here it's sitting on the shelf because it's so damn expensive. People are just scared to buy it. So I hope to destigmatize it a little bit. I liked it. That could change. I'm going to give it a second chance. I'm going to do a live stream in a week and a half, a second chance Sunday. I'm going to include that on there. We'll see what a little bit more oxidation and air does to it, because it did drink a little hot. Oh, your Dayton area. Forgive me. Okay. Bad knobs. Thumbnail or dumb nail? Exactly, right? Yeah. I know. It's like I go through phases of making thumbnails. Sometimes I make the ones like I did today for the Augusta, where it's bottle text. Sometimes I have my face, goofy face. Sometimes I do other shit, So the thumbnails are always just kind of a different thing. Okay, let's do this now. Let's do a little Joseph Magnus cigar blend comparison. I've only ever had my batch, which is batch 24, and I'm running really, really low. Keith, you have 2 ounces of this coming your way with a couple of other awesome samples. And I didn't send you too many samples because you told me not to. I sent you some interesting stuff, though, including a 1983 Old Grandad, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're into the older, kind of funkier dusties. But let me grab a few more glasses here. My little table is filling up in front of me. And I'm going to compare my batch 24 Magnus to batch 27, which is back here. So I'm really excited about this comparison. So this is 27. Okay. And now let's pour 24. I think I just saw Carl jump in here. There we go. 27 and 24. Cohen says, Dayton is the funk capital of the world. More funk bands from the 70s. And really, I did not know that was the case. I used to spend a lot of time in Dayton for a lot of drumline stuff that I did back in high school and early in my college days. Daniel says, I just opened in Augusta today. It was barrel 70. Oh, you got a higher proof, 123.4, and not hot at all. After I let it sit and open up in a Glen, it was really good. Nice. That's great. Now, tell me, Daniel, do you think it was worth the $200? Like, I don't know kind of what your price range typically looks like, you know, or kind of your flavor profile, but how did you think that it stacked up compared to some other things? I think that when you compare it next to the other expensive NDP bottlings of Barton, that it falls in line with the pricing of Cream of Kentucky, Blue Run, I think is Barton, but I'm not sure. But even if it's not, it's 13-year-old, $170. When you go up that ladder and you get to barrel strength, I feel like the end of that line is the Augusta, and it makes sense at that price, unfortunately. Oh, Hendo, your sister lives in Miamisburg. No way. That's awesome. Hank says, I love... Oh, Hank, what's up? I must have missed when you came in here. I love some cigar blend. Daniel says, no, I don't think it was worth the 200, but if it was more like discovery pricing... Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly what I'm thinking, too. But I still think it is a special pour, and if you want to spend the 200 and you're determined to find a different bottle, you know, go for it, I guess. Okay, I'm going to start with batch 24, Joseph Magnus. These will be the final two pours of the night, I think. And then I'm going to call it a day. So, batch 24. How many of you have a Joseph Magnus cigar blend? And if you do you also nurse it like me? I've been sitting on this bottle for like a year, and I'm trying to not let it go. I'm trying to not let it go away. They're so good. And listening to Nancy Fraley talk about it on Jason's live stream a couple of weeks ago, it was just amazing. Wow. That batch 24 is just a total fruit bomb with tons of that MGP green rye spice. Oh my God, it's just so freaking good. All right. So many of those plum notes in there, combined with that greenness of the rye. Tons of oak and leather. A lot of good woodiness. A little bit drying. Just incredible. All right, let's go to batch 27 now. This is the one that Keith sent in, so I'm curious to see the differences here. Keith's might be a little bit fruitier, actually. I wonder what these batches were called. I know they all have batch names, right? Like, I think mine was called the fruit batch or something. Joseph Magnus. I'm going to look it up. Blends batch names. Misspelled the crap out of that. Here we go. Cigar blend batches 23 through 28. 24, yeah, mine is called the Fruit Bomb. And 27 is called Sweet One. I did get a little bit more, I said fruitier notes. It is sweeter. That makes a lot of sense. Whoa. It has a sort of a funkier thing in the mid-palate. Wow. That actually might be more balanced than batch 24 that I have. This is 27. This is 24. So 27. Let's go back to 24. Damn, they're both so freaking good. I don't even know if I can choose. It seems like batch 27 to me has a longer development and a longer finish in it. Keith, I'll be curious to get your notes from this too. Oh, yeah. They're both so good. I don't think I can choose a favorite. I'll come back to them in just a second at the very end. Adriana says, Rocket Review. Oh, if his, yeah, he had that crazy name, that crazy Irish channel name. And then he's next, and then he's on with Clifton. So that's awesome. Double header with Ed. DC, what's up, man? Good to see you. Peter White says, since I'm in Ontario, I've only seen pictures of Joseph Magnus. Will says, I've never even seen that bottle. Tim has a 23 open right now. Yeah, these are the only ones I've tried. Oh, wow. I missed a lot of things in the chat. Yeah, a lot of batch 27s in here, it seems like. And that's the one I'm sipping on right now. Daniel says it wasn't worth 200, and it's nice to have one, not upset about the purchase. Yeah, that's how I feel about the Augusta as well. DC, I have not tried the Murray Hill. I've only tried the regular Magnus, so I can't kind of compare those things. I think the regular Magnus is fine, you know. It's a little bit like the Doc Swenson's triple cask here is much sweeter in my opinion than the regular Joseph Magnus. So I would go the route of that Magnus, and then I would save this Doc Swenson's Alter Ego as like a dessert type drink. Yeah, Tim, I can only imagine that they're all amazing. Keith says, I haven't had any this year. Nursing it. All right, last sip of batch 27. Oh my God. That is so sweet. You guys got a good batch if you have 27. That is amazing. 24 has a little bit more of a sharp point in it, I think. And this last sip will help me confirm or deny that, but wow. Also, these notes that I have in front of me here from Nancy, like on the website, they are so in-depth. Holy cow. You can tell that she knows what she's talking about. I mean, her tasting notes and everything are crazy. She's saying this means it picks up more of the water-soluble caramelized wood sugars from Armagnac barrel number 8 than the other casks. Like, that amount of depth is amazing. Okay, I'll have to grab a Murray Hill next time I see it then. Interesting. All right, batch 24. Yeah, 24 on the nose is a little bit less eventful. It's a little drier. Yeah. 24 actually reminds me more of Chateau de la Baude, the Bardstown collaboration. 27 reminds me a lot less of that. Mm-hmm. Yep. 24 is so close to Chateau de la Baude. It's drier on the palate. It's much spicier. 27 is much more well-rounded. So there you have it. That is that little comparison. Can't go wrong with all of that stuff. Looking forward to your sample. Oh, I wasn't ready to open my 24. I also have a batch 32 unopened. Nice. You're sitting on a lot of cigar blend. That's awesome. That is awesome. Ashton says it would be interesting to compare the cigar blend with the finished haystacks. I think it would be interesting, but to me, having just done that, having all three of them right now, I would say that the haystack doesn't hold anything on, to the cigar blends. The cigar blends are just far superior. The haystack is a little bit, I mean, it's just fundamentally different with the wine finish, but the intensity and the blending and finishing of the cigar blend is just on a different level, unfortunately or fortunately. It's just good stuff. It's just really hard to find. Yeah, and you can't get it. That's basically it. I mean, secondary's 250 to 280, so it sucks. All right, well, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up a little bit early tonight. I usually try to go for about hour 15, hour and 20, but I think I'm good to go. I've got so many samples here in front of me, and I'm going to get through these over future live streams. I have a lot of work to do. As I mentioned in my update, my March 2021 update video that I made, like I've kind of fallen into a rut of how I do live streams, how I do reviews and everything like that. And I just, again, want to reiterate that I'm going to be revamping a lot of things on the channel. A lot of content is going to be coming out after this weekend. I'm going to be basically doing 4 videos per week. I know that might be too many actually, but that's okay. I'm trying to grow the channel and reach people that wouldn't otherwise see me with some different kinds of content. So I'm going to try to put out some stuff for all of you who are like the whiskey aficionados and collectors and you know, whatever. And I'm also going to put things out there for the novice whiskey drinkers and the people who are just starting to get into it. Likewise, I think for the live streams, I'm going to be bringing some people on, like I said, in April. That's going to start my sort of hangs and collaborations with other whiskey tube channels and also people from different distilleries that I'm reaching out to right now. And I just have some good stuff planned. But the channel's only been around for 4 months, and the goal was to get monetized by the end of March. I might reach that goal. It'll probably take me another week or 2 for them to confirm me over on the YouTube side of things. But things are going the right direction, and I didn't want to change my formula until I kind of hit that first benchmark. So for all of you that are, you know, like, oh, we're doing the same thing every week, I know, and it's going to change very, very soon. So just, you know, thank you guys so much. It's been really awesome to kind of get kicked off here over the last couple of months, and I really appreciate it. Let's check in on the chat one more time here. Keith says, no comparison to the Cigar blend's a whole other league. Yeah, it is worth a big price tag on the Cigar blend. It absolutely is. Uta says, sorry I'm so late. Was cooking, trying to keep an eye and ear on the food, and oh, no worries at all. I saw your comment on either Facebook or Instagram or something on that one clip, so good to see you. Jay says, get some rest. 103, let's see. DC says, nice Xylo solo video today. Yeah. Let's see. There's a 23-year-old 90 proof in the samples if you want to finish up on something light. Not a bad idea, Keith. Not a bad idea. Let's see. I know I have that in. The Rhetoric. I had a little sip of this last night. Yeah, I had a little sip of this last night before I went to bed. Why not? Why not have one final sip of an oak bomb here? Just a teeny tiny little bit. I had a Rhetoric 24 at a bar once upon a time. It was crazy oaky. This 23 I had last night, and I really liked it. Oh my God, it smells like a Dusty, and that's why I love these. Like these oak bombs, sometimes people don't like them. It reminds me of a Dusty, and this is old Bernheim juice basically. So, oh, so good, so good. Tim, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Keith, I don't know what you think about this, man, but this Rhetoric is it's beautiful on the nose. I know people complain about the low proof and kind of the lack of mouthfeel. I don't care. I really dig it. So funky. Wow. This is a great way to end the stream, Keith. You're right. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to bounce out of here. Go spend a little time with Sarah before we go to bed. And I've got a lot of glasses to clean up. So keep an eye out. Saturday or Sunday, I should be dropping a new video. Again, if you want to get some tickets to the show for the live stream on Sunday, you can find it in the live chat from earlier on the New Albany Symphony website. It's going to be a fun show, and I'll show you some clips next week. So cheers, and I will see you guys next week or on a video soon. So adios.